Hello everyone, this is Aryan Rathi from Mathematics and Computing branch, and today I am going to give a small presentation on segmentation and paging in Windows 10. Let us learn why segmentation and paging is necessary. Segmentation and paging are basically memory management techniques. That is, their work is to map virtual memory to the physical memory. As we know that CPU cannot directly access the contents of the disk. So, in order for a program to run or execute, the contents of that program needs to be brought to the main memory from the disk. There are some other techniques which are used apart from segmentation and paging to facilitate this, which are swapping and continuous allocation. So these two techniques are not very efficient because in swapping a lot of time is wasted in just taking process in and out of the main memory while there is a context switch, and continuous allocation, it leads to wastage of resources because in between there are very small block chunks of block which are not enough to accommodate any process. Segmentation. Let us learn about segmentation. The process known as segmentation is a virtual process that creates address spaces of various sizes in a computer system called segments. These segments are of various sizes. It is not a hard and fast that there should be of fixed size only. So each segment is a different virtual address space that directly corresponds to process objects. When a process executes, segmentation assigns related data into segments for faster processing. So the data which is highly probable that it will be used together are in the same segment, and the data are clubbed into modules and they are in different segments. So for this segment table is used, and here we get this is a virtual address, and we go to the asset index of the segment table. We check whether this offset is less than the limit or not, because the range should be between base and base plus limit, and then if it is true, then we add the base to get the corresponding physical address. Let us learn now about paging. In paging, the physical memory is divided into fixed size blocks called frames, which are always a power 2 and usually between 4 KB to and 16 MB. Logical memory is also divided into same size as that of frame and are known as pages. So to run a program of n pages, there are n free frames required. To facilitate the process of mapping, the page table is used, and it uses a page number and offset to locate the address. In addition, some control bits are also present which indicate whether it is invalid, valid, like whether it is the data is present or not, and dirty or not, whether the page something is written in the page or not. And this is how the mapping is done from logical to physical address. These the offset, and we go to the pth entry of the page table and get corresponding address, and then we add the offset to it to get the physical address. Let us learn something about page tables. So page table is kept in the main memory, and page table base register PTBR points to the page table, and its length is given by PTLR. So to access some instruction, there are two memory access required. One for the page table will go from the CPU to the page table, and then we'll get the address, and then we'll go to the corresponding memory. So this two memory access can be to a greater extent be speeded up by using TLB, which is translation leukocyte buffer. The pages which are used very frequently are kept in TLB, and when there is a TLB hit, then we to a very large extent reduces the cost of accessing one memory access, because we are not looking into the page table. So there are various types of page tables. So first one of them is multi-level page table. Why there is a need? Because when we will map each address, then there will be a lot of memory used in mapping the address only. So to reduce the memory taken, the chunks of address are divided into smaller blocks. So this is the offset, this is for the inner, and this is for the outer page table. So we'll go from one by one to the outer, then inner, then to the offset, all by following the previous techniques. It is not necessarily hard and fast that only 2-level page table should be there. It can be 3-level also, and it is actually the representation. Hashed page tables are something like when we put up a virtual address in the hash function, we get some hash and we store it in the hash table. So it can be possible that various give the same hash from a given hash function. So in that case, we used a linked type of approach, and we traverse one by one into the whole hash table, and then if we match the entry, then we'll proceed as before. We'll add the offset and we'll get the physical address. Inverted page table is also a kind of page table. In this case, a single page table is kept, and in addition, a process ID bit is also kept to indicate which process does this a particular entry belong to, and the rest of the thing is similar to previous cases only. So comparison between segmentation and paging. So the main differences arrive due to the fixed size blocks in paging and variable size in segmentation. Internal fragmentation is present in paging and external in segmentation. So P1 is assigned 2k space, P2 assigned 12k space, but they here 3k is empty, so it is internal fragmentation, and here nothing is assigned, so this is external. Page tables direct the MMU, that is memory management unit, to page location and status. It is a bit slower than segmentation, but it can be accelerated by TLB memory cache. There is also one more thing known as segmented paging, which uses a hybrid of segmentation and paging. So it has its own advantages and disadvantages. So the main thing is that complexity level will be much higher if we talk about disadvantages, and page tables need to be stored continuously, but it reduces the memory usage, though it is an advantage. So all in all, it is a very complex structure, and it is not used very often. It is used many places but not very often. So it is how segmented paging is used. So first we'll do the segmented thing, and then we'll go to the corresponding page table, and then we'll perform the page table operation. It is very similar to page and segmented, just they are both clubbed together. So let us now come to the memory management part in Windows 10 specifically. So usually modern OSs do not use segmentation, but there is some exception to it, because they use 4 segments, that is kernel code segment, kernel data segment, user code segment, and user data segment. So there are 2 segments, kernel and user broadly, and 2 sub segments, code and data segment. On a 32-bit architecture, the total addressable memory is 4 GB, that is 2 to the power 32, and divided into equally into system and user space, that is 2 GB. However, sometimes it can be done that user space gets 3 GB and system space gets 1 GB. In 64-bit architecture, it is theoretically 16 exabyte, that is 10 to the power 18 bytes, but it is too large for current technology to handle. So today 64-bit Windows supports only 128 TB, 128 terabyte, that is 128 into 10 to the 2 to the power 10 GB. Windows 10 supports multiple features such as shared library, demand paging, copy on write, paging, and memory compression. So when using demand paging, it uses it with clustering, like when a page fault is there or a page is needed, then the whole chunk of pages are brought rather than only a single page is brought. And when there is a page fault, then for to select a victim frame, we use LRU. LRU is least recently used approximation clock algorithm in Windows 10. And the replacement policy is a combination of global and local. Global means we can replace any page, and local only the page which is assigned to that process. So in these 3 points, it is basically telling like what are the various cases in which local and global, and there is also maximum and minimum limit assigned to each process for the pages, but it is not strict. It can be flexible. So here is an example of paging. So this I created a very simple txt file, and it is of 4 KB, precisely 4 KB, 4096 bytes, and its size on disk is also the same. But when I increase 1 byte, then size of disk is increased by 4 bytes. So now here 4095 bytes are wasted. So here Windows is assigning whole 4 KB byte, 4 KB page to the process for only 1 byte, which is leading to wastage of resources. But if we add 4095 bytes also, then only it will be same size on disk